John in Parker, Colorado. I have a basic question. Going back to college, can a Scientologist get quote-unquote used books from a source or friend? What I'm asking is, does Scientology make people buy new books so as to get full profit? Does Scientology check that you have bought new books? John, this is hilarious because your question actually dredged up a whole pile of memories for me that I had kind of forgotten all about. You know how it is sometimes that a little thing will just like, oh my God, and this flood of memories comes back from when I was in Santa Barbara and in the Sea Org. And those memories, of course, are connected to getting students to buy their materials. Because it is policy in Scientology that all students who go on to a course are to own the materials of the course. And that includes not just one. If you're going on to a course that involves the use of an e-meter, then that's not just one e-meter, you're supposed to buy two of them because you're supposed to have a backup e-meter in case the one that you're using in an auditing session, something goes wrong with it, and you're sitting there auditing this guy, and the meter's broken, and you know it's broken. Well, you can't do anything to audit the guy without the meter, so you're supposed to have your trusty backup ready to go, right? And you just smoothly switch them out and do this little procedure you get trained to do. And sometimes if you're really smooth and the guy is sitting over there with his eyes closed for some reason, reliving an incident or something, you could switch the meter out and the guy wouldn't even know you'd done it. I mean, so you're supposed to have two. Okay, and this is thousands of dollars now at this point, right? But also all the books, all the lectures. Now, that's policy. There's actually, it's like a 2-line policy letter Hubbard wrote, I think in the late 60s, 67 or 65 or whatever, called E-Meters and Books for Academy Students. And that was the name of the policy. And I actually used to have this policy pretty much memorized. I couldn't give it to you now, but it basically said that all students, no exceptions, were to own their own materials. And this has just been long-standing policy, and that's just how it is. How we would apply that, at least in places where I was, is if it was a married couple, okay, fine. Yeah, you're going to have one set of materials between the two of you. And we might jokingly try to sell them more e-meters, and maybe not so jokingly. Well, both of you individually should have 2 meters because, reasons. So we were, as an academy supervisor, as a course room supervisor, and then as an executive over the course rooms, and then as the guy over all the course rooms in the entire Western United States from the management level when I joined the Sea Org, from each of those positions, I was expected to make sure that all of the students in all the classrooms had all of their materials. So this is a real, as you can see, because I just keep going on and on about it, this was a real big deal in Scientology. This is a source of a lot of revenue for them, and it was definitely pushed hard on the public, and to the point where you do have all the books, all the materials, everything you would need for the class, you already have in the classrooms. They have course administration areas and bookshelves and tons of materials. So you can go into a Scientology classroom and do the study of the course you bought without having any materials. And sometimes they'll let you get away with that. It really depends on the organization and the situation, but the policy is that no, you can't do that. But they're not going to. I've never once saw somebody getting kicked out of the classroom because they either didn't bring their materials or didn't own them in the first place. Never saw that. But this is baked into the organization so much that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 people that you see in order to get into the classroom to start a course in Scientology. And each of those 4 people have been drilled on getting you to buy your stuff. So yeah, there's no way to get around that or anything, and they definitely check on that.